Welcome everyone! In today's video, we're gonna talk about AI tools for learning English. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Lutfia Irwindasari from 2B class or PPAPK. So let's just get started. Today, I would like to talk about the use of AI tools in learning English. In this modern era, technology plays an important role in education, especially for students who want to learn independently. Personally, I often use AI tools to support my learning process, especially when I study at home. One of the tools that I use the most is ChatGPT. In this presentation, I will explain my experience using ChatGPT, especially for improving my English speaking skills. The AI tool that I use most frequently is ChatGPT. I use it almost every day, especially when I need help with my assignments or when I want to practice English. One reason I like using ChatGPT is because it is very easy to access. I can use it anytime and anywhere as long as I have internet. Compared to other learning tools, ChatGPT is more flexible because I can ask any question and get a quick response. Next, I will explain about how I use ChatGPT. So, I use ChatGPT in several ways to support my English learning. First, I use it to learn new vocabulary. So when I find a difficult word, I ask ChatGPT to explain the meaning and give examples. Second, I use it to practice writing sentences. For example, I can ask ChatGPT to check my grammar or improve my sentences. Third, I also use it to ask questions about lessons that I don't understand in class. And finally, I use ChatGPT to practice speaking by simulating conversations such as daily conversations or simple discussions. Next is the benefits. So there are several benefits of using ChatGPT. The first one is it gives fast and instant answers, so I don't need to wait for help. Second, it helps me improve my vocabulary because I can learn many new words every day. Third, it helps me understand difficult lessons more easily because the explanations are simple and clear. Another important benefit is that it helps build my confidence, so I can practice without feeling shy or afraid of making mistakes. However, ChatGPT also has some weaknesses. One of them is that the answers are sometimes too formal, which is not always suitable for daily conversation. In real life, people usually speak more casually, but ChatGPT responses can sound like a textbook. Another weakness is that it does not have real emotions, so the interaction feels less natural. Also, it depends on internet connection, so I cannot use it offline. I mainly use ChatGPT for speaking practice. It allows me to simulate conversation or different topics, such as daily life, hobbies, or any other activities. For example, I can ask ChatGPT to act as my friends and then we can have a conversation in English. This is very useful because I can practice anytime without needing a partner. Next, we're gonna talk about easy or difficult. So, in my opinion, using ChatGPT for speaking practice is both easy and difficult. It is easy because there is no pressure, so I can practice freely without feeling nervous or embarrassed. Also, ChatGPT is always available, so I can practice anytime I want. However, it is also difficult because it is not a real human. Sometimes the conversations feels unnatural and I cannot experience real communication like in face-to-face interaction. So is that helpful or not helpful? ChatGPT is actually very helpful for improving my speaking skills. It helps me learn new vocabulary and practice sentence structure. It also builds my confidence because I can practice many times before speaking to real people. In addition, it is interesting because I can choose many different topics to talk about. This makes learning more enjoyable and not boring. But even though ChatGPT is helpful, there are some limitations. It does not provide real body language or facial expressions, which are important in communication. It also does not correct pronunciation directly, so I cannot fully improve my speaking accuracy. Because of this, ChatGPT cannot replace real conversation with other people. And the last, we will talk about my opinion. So, in my opinion, ChatGPT is a very useful tool for learning English, especially for beginners. However, I believe it should only be used as a support tool, not as the main method of learning. To really improve speaking skills, students still need to practice with real people in real situations. Personally, I will continue using ChatGPT because it helps me practice and build confidence. So I think that's all from me. Thank you very much for your attention. So, in conclusion, AI tools like ChatGPT are very helpful in learning English. They provide flexibility and support for independent learning. ChatGPT is especially useful for speaking practice, but it still has limitations. Therefore, it is important to combine AI tools with real-life communication.